I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited that I can text today. I can remember last week when I was texting and I couldn't text to you. I'm just excited. I'm going to put on my headsets because I use the headsets because when you come in the studio, and I hope someone's going to come in and enjoy today with me because we're all set today. Detected headset microphone. Hope it knows what it's doing. Switched it, did something. But yeah, this stops us from having the echo inside the studio. I learned that the hard way. Indeed. So glad that I sat them there. When you travel, you have to make sure you get everything set back up again. I am JB Bryan of JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of AfroEconomics, y'all. Indeed. I don't know if I've ever, shared with y'all. We do have a workbook and I don't use it as much as I should. I think Friday and members only, I should find the e-format for this and we do the workbook on Friday. We do whatever we want to do. Indeed, Miss D, Vicky D, you should come in the studio. I want to talk about today propelling our life. Propelling our life. No? I was at the trainer this morning, and my trainer, he asked me, "What's your topic for today?" And I said, "Oh, propelling your life." And he said, "Oh, like everybody does. All the podcasters are always talking about that. Da 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 da." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, there's some, but I don't think there's enough positive stuff out here. I don't see a lot of just positive talk, positive things. There's a lot of us going through a lot of different things, a lot of different things going on out there, Vicky D. Indeed, thank you for coming in. Come in the studio, Mr. Lewis, Mr. Barber. Come on in. Make sure you all say hi, regardless if you don't come in or not. Make sure you say hi. I have some major stuff I want us to talk about. I'm gonna put this up here again so I can move forward. And then to some of you, I even sent it. Oh my goodness, Vicky, I see you trying, and it is like blackout. I seen no camera at all. It looks like you have your camera covered up. Yes, you have it covered up. Let's look at, I want to talk about some things. Our point is about enjoying life. And at no point in our life do I feel that we should stop advancing. And a lot of times we don't realize how much people are looking at us. Young people are looking at us for support. They're looking at us for motivation. They're looking at for us for encouragement. But the best thing that we can do to make the world a better place is, in my opinion, be our best self, Mr. Thornton, correct? In Connecticut, being our best selves is our way to make this world, like, it is our key way to make this world a better place. Let me see. I'm gonna get and I feel like that we each. I'm trying to bring bring you up. I'm gonna see what it will do. Oh, look at you! Vic's like, oh my god. There you go. That's a nice one too. So Vicky, like, you are not going to be alone up there long. Vicky, you are not. There is someone else coming in because they want to propel their life as well. But look, I would like to ask you before I share all of these tips that I have, because I mean, literally, I have like 5 or 6 pages of propelling ideas. Miss D, let me see if I can hear you. Say something to me.
Hi.
Oh, we got audio and everything.
Yeah, we have audio, but we've got an echo.
Oh, and I said that the reason I had my headphones on was because it was going to avoid that echo. So let me see if it
okay.
if they didn't. It didn't get better yet, did it?
Say something again.
Is the echo better?
That's better.
Fantastic. I had to switch something. I did. I did. I hope this is better. That is consistent. Yeah. I can't even imagine what it sounds like, but I remember like before I used the headset. So then I called them and they said, "Oh, you have to." Is it doing it again? You said you're okay? Can you talk? Vicky, you okay?
No, what it
Is
is, there's a delay. It's like a 2 minute, maybe 1 minute delay, so we hear you twice.
you hear it twice?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, say something again. Now I can't even hear you.
How about that one?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Better? That's better. Is that better? Is that better?
You-
Okay.
Not now. You're sounding better now.
Because I think if you can hear, everybody can hear what you hear, which is an echo. But I don't hear echo. But if is it better for you now? Great. So the I wanted to ask, like, what do you think was a key thing that propelled you as a successful person? You're a successful client. You have done a great job. You are now, had a great career and now can do absolutely anything you want. You travel, you've been to other countries, everything. So tell me, what has been the key component to keep you going? I guess she couldn't. I hope the rest of you can hear me. I switched 4 different microphones. So I hope that you all please say something, Mr. Thornton, make sure that you can hear me. Vicky, I don't know what she could hear, but she gave up. She was probably saying she was coming back, but I hope you can see it. So I'm going to go on and I'm going to share propelling our life. And as an investment advisor, I have noticed that there's such a big part of our success is from our attitude, how we address things, how we deal with things that happen to us, how we respond to things, how much discipline that we have, how much of a positive attitude that we have. All of those things impact our success, my client's success, because literally, I'm glad, great. Literally, your success as an investor, I have noticed, is directly connected to you way more than me. Like, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to make sure that we get the best performance that I can provide. But if the client doesn't have a commitment to going higher and propelling their life and being everything that they can be and protecting themselves, then it's very hard for me to serve them. A lot of our success, and I don't think that we really realize that, because I have to always tell my clients that everything is made possible because of your habits, Mr. Loach, because of your habits, Mr. Barber, Mr. Lewis. You know what I mean? It is because of what you do, Miss Fleming, that makes it possible for us to get those returns. A lot of times when you see returns on investments, and they will say, "Oh, over the last 10 years, it did this." If they told you the percentage of investors that actually enjoyed that return, it would be minimal, because so it might have gone over the last 10 years up 20%, but only 1% of the investors actually persevered. Am I making sense, Mr. Loach? Like
Yes.
they didn't have the discipline. They didn't have the discipline to allow them to benefit from that historical performance. So what I love is that my clients are literally statistical anomalies. Like, you all like have so much to offer. That's why I try to encourage everybody to give back, to give back. If we want to see our community do better, then it's only going to be because of what we put into it. It's only going to be from the generosity of your spirit of saying, okay, young people, do this. Okay, young people, do that, do this. Like this is a key thing. This is what, is going to help you. And all of us are younger today than we'll be tomorrow. And some of the biggest moves in my life have been forced on me because of the way I had to respond from things that happened to me. In every way, in everything, personally, professionally. It comes down to, we call it valid. We say like mental health, all the time, stuff like that. That's such a generic phrase. It's really more about attitude and your ability to propel over the things that happen. Like when things happen to us and we get tripped up, we should expect it. I was looking at a graph the other day, and you look at the graph over 5 years, it looks like it just went like, for just as far as graphing the performance of something, just looks like this. So now I said, it's interesting. If you look at this for a year, you see, you see all these ups and downs. But if you look at it over 5, and if you look at it over 10, like 10, so you look at it over 30, it smooths out. Those things still happen, but it smooths out all those ups and downs. That if you look at it over, a week, you go up and down, up and down. Look at it over a month, up and down, a year, up and down, up and down. You know what I'm saying? But it's like all of a sudden, like literally, a person should not even expect to like have an investment. Like when we're doing investments, we're buying into businesses. It's kind of like inappropriate, the amount of performance that we expect out of things over a 5-year period. If you started your own business, literally, do you think that you've maxed out after 5 years of having the business? Ms. Deloach, literally, would you say that? No, you would not, right? You said no way.
Yeah, no.
5 years is nothing. But if you look at it, your investment portfolio, you want it to do the world. You want to triple. You want to be, you want to have 4 times your money in 5 years. I've been in there 5 years. Because we don't really think about it, that we're investing in real people, real businesses. Like that's, all it is. That's what's in it. Real stuff. No, it's real stuff. And that's who we are. And that's the way we have to see our lives. Like we get a lot more out of life if we look at it in decades and we say, these are the things I want to accomplish financially, physically, health wise, for my family for these 10 years. Wouldn't that be more positive? Like, give yourself a decade. Give yourself a decade. Maybe you just don't want to. We don't want to give ourselves a decade because it's so much easier, to just give up. But you can't. Let me tell you some key things. Like, I just woke up this morning. I'm just gonna go through these things. These things, like when I woke up, and I was like, then I just like wrote down 10 things, and so that these are not the major things I want to talk about, but I want to get that out here and get it recorded. I said 10 things that I feel that have propelled my life. The little things, consistency, being aware of my surroundings, lifetime learning, knowing the value of movement of myself, asking, seeking, finding, developing my skill to create confidence, getting comfortable saying no, setting goals. And that doesn't mean we can't ever change our goals, but we do so much better if we at least set a goal. Set the goal. Change the goal if needed, but set a goal. A lot of people won't set goals because they don't want to, they can, they feel like they can't change their mind if you set a goal and then you're locking yourself in. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is giving yourself something very productive. And then the 10th thing that thought just came. Literally, I was just in the phone adding to my document, and I just said, get help from the best. Get help from the best. Do you want to be the best? Get help from the best. I remember one time I had a coach, because you all might not know, but I do. I'm in track and field. I focus on throws. So I have number one in the world for my super weight throw and the ultra weight pin. I have two number one in the world ranking. After I did that, the coach that I was using, she said something really disappointed me, hurt my heart, sucked the air right out of me. But what it did by her doing that, it encouraged me to go get better help. Isn't that something, Mr. Loach? If she had not sucked the love out of me, broke my heart when I was on top of the world, feeling all good, if she had not smacked me and hurt my feelings, then I would not. And I to this day I will never understand why I thought that this was my friend and she would do that. But you don't know. So you got to be careful who you surround yourself with. That could have been the end of that. It could have been the end of my fitness journey. But my goal is I want to be an athlete for the rest of my life. I want to be 80 talking to you all about this. That could have come in between it, but I said no. So when my 10th point, when God gave me that this morning and he said, align yourself with the best, I said, a lot, because a lot of people don't have a financial advisor who has been in the business over 30 years. I've been serving people with financial. This is not my part-time job. This is what I do. I have had this firm since 1995. A lot of people, they could care less about that. So they're aligning themselves with not the best. They're just aligning themselves with someone that may be more popular, but they're not going to be more licensed. So they're basically settling for less, like I was. And then now I've started training because of that. It opened my eyes that, Jay, you're going to have to go out there and grow. You're going to have to get out of your safety zone to grow. You got something huge to offer to the world. Miss Davis, mute yourself. That's right. And it said, yeah, it's so good to see you. And then so I found a coach that is training college and Olympic athletes. That to me, and her husband is the best. Gone to the Olympics. One of the big, has set records of the longest throws ever by a human. Like these, so I felt, but because of being committed, Mr. Doolin, being committed to getting with the best, we have to learn to align ourselves with the best. But it takes a certain amount of confidence for Mr. Barber, Mr. Lewis, Ms. Davis, Ms. Deloach, for you all to be with me. And I have to accept that. Because when I'm dealing with them and I'm like, wow, they're the best. Like there are people, rightfully so, that see me that way. So until they feel that they're worthy of that level of excellence and commitment, someone's just focusing, definitely just focusing in on them, they'll go ahead and they'll think that I'm okay with this machine over here. I'll just go, I'm okay. I'll just call this 800 number. I talk to whoever I talk to. I'll figure, and that's where a lot of people spend their whole life settling. So today is about propelling. I remember when Miss Davis had a big afro and she said, I want locks. I want locks so bad. I want locks so bad. I just want locks so bad. And if it weren't for me telling her, you could have locks, Miss Davis. I'm just joking, but she did. But I did tell you. Then I said, you can do it. But what happened?
Yes.
Remember somebody said, no, you couldn't do it? Remember the lady
Yep.
said, your hair would never lock? Isn't that something?
Yep.
And I've had people tell me that. But but it wasn't what I really wanted to do. It was really what you wanted to do, and you did it. And so you went on and did what? Like I did. Find somebody else. Find somebody better. Don't compromise your excellence. Don't compromise your excellence. Get with it. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing how many people out there will say, "Oh well, I don't I can't deal with JB Bryan because she deals with people that make have a lot of money, and I don't have that much money." They're making up rules in their head. There's people do. That doesn't really exist. I have that in the book about like people who just they have decided you can't be this, I can't be that, I'm too old for this, I can't accomplish that. So they've done all the way through their life, talk themselves out of what they want. Like if you had said, Ms. Deloach, well, I would like to go to Egypt, but I'm a single woman, and a single woman shouldn't go out the country. It's just, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, these are the things. There is somebody out there who said that.
Yeah.
Like where I went to find my coach, I went to New York. No one, drove by myself, stayed by myself. Then I found out once I got there that a freaking nor'easter was coming in. I was like, oh Lord, Jay, you should have checked the weather. And I was like, I'll be all right. I got money. I'll stay in this hotel, until it's safe. Do what you got to do. But we were out there throwing in the rain, in the wind, and you have to be prepared to perform in any kind of weather that gets me off, like being an entrepreneur. It just reminds me of work. I've been through 9/11. I've been through massive market changes. I've watched the market fall thousands in a day. And you got to stand tall. And you have to do whatever you have to do to prepare yourself for that. So okay, and I'm gonna share these notes, and then I want you ladies to get ready to and make sure you mute Ms. Davis. Like that I want you all to be ready to share on what you feel has helped. Now these are some tips I found through research on how to take your life to the next level, how to have a better life that's focused on physical and mental, exercise, sleep, create a positive mindset, practice gratitude, nurture supportive relationships, nurture supportive relationships, prioritize sleep, practice positive self-talk, engage in activities that are meaningful to you. Don't y'all think it's beautiful that I could talk about things like, what if I didn't have anything other than work to talk about? Isn't it true? I literally love doing sports. If somebody had told me that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that I was going to be out in the rain, messing up my eyelashes, you know what I'm saying? I would be like, y'all, yeah, I ain't doing that. I ain't no athlete. I don't know. Like, I was telling this girl the other day, she was asking me, what's your deadlift? I said, oh yeah. I said, when I'm really focusing on just lifting, I can do over 330. The young girl said, 3 freaking 30. She said, oh my God. She's like, what's your bench? I was like, oh, I bench, rep 215. She was like, oh my goodness. She said, well, what about how they say that we lose muscle as we age and da 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 da? She basically like saying, you an old lady. I said, I know that's what they say. That is what they say. Haven't y'all seen that 1,000 times? I said, I know that's what they say. But I never identified with that. I just live. I just do. I just keep going. They used to tell me when I started my business, oh, you're too young. People don't start their businesses in their 20s. Thank God I had the same attitude. You know what? I can kind of look back in my life and like really see that ain't much change from when I was probably 3 years old. I bet, I wish my mom was living. She'd probably be saying, yes. Tell her she can't do it, and you see this girl gonna get it done. Gonna get it done. Yes. Tai Chi. Yes, indeed. Do you like Tai Chi, Mr. Lewis? That's so good. I saw an interview with the Tonight Show, and it had Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali. It was so cool. It was funny, And then, Muhammad Ali was like, blah, 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 and then Bruce Lee was like, blocked his hits and stuff. It was cute. It was cute to see. I was like, I hope it wasn't AI. I'd be so disappointed. Wouldn't it be something if it was AI?
Was.
Because AI can do that. They can take Bruce Lee's image. They can take, and that's so scary. You could take Muhammad Ali, but it was on like one of those Tonight Show. It looked real. The clothes looked real. It was, look, it looked so. Generally, I can tell. I don't know. But then they had Muhammad Ali on Soul Train. Somebody, y'all tell me if that was true. And he was dancing, and he was.
No, that wasn't here.
You don't think so?
No. No.
You don't think so?
It's hard, but no, I don't think that was him.
He looked kind of thin, and the way he was like, moving his hips, like I was like, I didn't see him dancing like that. But I don't know. You got to investigate that for me. Some of y'all got to check. Did Muhammad Ali go on Soul Train? You got to find out.
I don't know if I would put my money on that one. I just don't think so. I just don't
so?
see it.
I know.
I mean, I won't say that he couldn't, but
He looks good. He looks good on there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, yeah.
See, AI is going crazy right now.
Like, I know.
It
That's
is.
so sad. That's so sad. But then, and then I was saying like prioritize sleep and then practice gratitude. Y'all get that? Y'all agree with that? Surround yourself with positive people. I love this one. Laugh daily. I don't laugh enough. Even though y'all think I laugh, like I don't laugh. I don't think I laugh enough. That's that. Yeah. I don't think I laugh enough. Going to school irritates me. I don't think I walk enough. If I die while taking these classes or while writing, I'm finished the class. This is like the last couple of weeks of the class, and I hate it. And if I die while writing my dissertation, I want this to be recorded that I did not enjoy that, and don't waste your life on doing things that you don't enjoy, because I'm just in it. Like, you know what I mean? That is like something that I'm like, I don't, because I literally do not like sitting that much. I know that it's harming me to work all day and then sit. Like I go, it's not enough to just work out in the morning. Your body needs more movement. And I feel so much better when I don't have to worry about the class. I love my work, love my work, love the workout, love my sports, but that other, component, oh, Even when people do lose muscles as they age, they can still work out and exercise to regain muscles. Exactly. Do whatever is necessary to live as long as possible. Amen. Amen. And because they have muscle memory. So if a person did and then they stopped, that's a lot easier for them to get them back, Mr. Thornton, than a person that never did. But I've seen a lot of muscle development in women as they age because women never fully develop their muscles. Like men, especially if he were an athlete, he might max out in his 20s. Being that I was never an athlete, I never maxed out, so I'm getting more. I can't even imagine what I could have done, if I'd had the opportunity as a young person, but women who have not really developed their muscles like that, I, they can really, that's why you'll see like this 80-year-old doing something amazing, you know what I'm saying? Because she's really developing her muscles for the first time. Wow. I would never think that, Mr. Doolin. You are so healthy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I look at you, I think healthy. Wow, you survived 2 heart attacks. Yes, yes. Now I laugh at everything. That's so good. And I'm always thankful. That's so good. Now I'm thankful for you. I'm so thankful that you survived. Like a lot of people, they get taken out, especially men, on their first heart attack, and to have survived too, that's such a blessing. And heart is real. Heart is real. And when you said allowing people to stress you, it's so true. It's how we respond to them. And it's a very good, accountable, responsible point that you made. Very, I mean, that's so strong. Did you hear that, Ms. Deloach? You know what I'm saying? Did you hear that,
Yeah.
Ms. Davis? The brother is saying, I allowed it.
I heard that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We allowed it. So we don't have to allow it anymore. If I allowed it in, I can certainly close it out. And that's how you do now. Close it out. Yeah. And it's how we respond to the stress. You're holding it in. I really feel like, the working out has helped me a lot because I have been more than 60 pounds heavier than I am today. And I still worked out. So that's where I learned how to lift heavy. So what I was doing, thank God, was using my weight to help me. So it's something about it. Like you see most power lifters, and that's when I was doing the powerlifting, they'll be really big. And it's something about the additional body fat that kind of gives you comforts the muscles and allows it to do more like that. But it's, and the leaner that you get, it is not as comfortable. Blessed. Amen. Truly blessed to carry all that weight. But I know that, as you said, my response to stress was to stay in that gym. I was staying in that gym. I would come and eat, but I'd stay in that gym. So it was like the food, it was mostly muscle. I mean, my muscle mass was like extreme. And then to have lost, generally, I was 60 pounds heavier, and it was more fat. It was almost all fat that I have lost, and because my muscle mass is still really high. According to yesterday, I'm still carrying about 155 pounds of lean mass, so that doesn't leave me a lot of space for fat. But I do body composition all the time. The body composition keeps me in touch, like now I've been retaining water, and my thing is what is irritating me. And I'm not sleeping as much as I should because what? School is in full effect. So if I'm up till midnight turning in the assignment, I get up at 4 a.m. My body doesn't like that anymore. I used to do that on the regular, and that is so bad for you. Now my body doesn't like it. I used to function off 3.5, 4 hours of sleep. Ms. Deloach, that's terrible, right?
It is.
Remember
It
when I
is.
used to do that, and I told y'all, like, you know what I mean? I'll do it. Like, that was crazy. I did that for years.
That's just not enough.
But I have found there's research that shows that people that lift heavy can function through lack of sleep better than the average person. So at that same time, I was lifting really heavy. Isn't that something? The fact that they did research on that is crazy, I thought. Because I was like, because I was like wondering, like, how did I live through that?
Okay, that piece of research, I want you to close the book on that.
I
Don't
told
read
you.
that ever
I,
again
yeah,
anymore.
you gotta do that. And then God just brought that to me because I just be listening to that, them like scientists talk about, health all the time. As
I
as
want you to
that my,
unretain that.
that's my
Yeah,
escape. Exactly. Exactly. But
that's correct.
now my body just does not want to do that. Set small, achievable goals. Prioritize our time. Be productive all the time with the to-do list. Like what has really helped me is when I went and I met my new coach, she told me you gotta have a tablet. Yes, Joy, you gotta have like a tablet. You gotta have something that's keeping up with things. And it has literally really helped me. And it's only been like 2 weeks. But as far as like, I think told y'all, like when I got it, I said that I wrote in there, this journal is for my health. Y'all see that weekend? I said that, remember? I said
Mhm.
that. And I've been writing in it too every day. Like I did this or this and that. Like today I worked out with the trainer, but I had things that I really wanted to do. So I was like, I got to make sure I do front squats. I got to make sure I do bench press. And I didn't want to tell my trainer what to do. So when he finished, then I went and did the things that I hadn't done that I wanted to make sure that I did. And I was like 4 items. But if I hadn't written them down, I would have got right on out of there. And he had done. But some of the things I had written down that I wanted to do, he did. Oh, and I wanted to make sure I did deadlifts and then the bench. And then but he had already done, like we did overhead and we did front squats while I was with him. And I wanted him to stick with his plan. And I was like, I can do the rest. But we deserve to set priorities of what we want to make sure that we accomplish in every section of our day. Like sometimes a client will text me and it's at night and I go like, whoa, that's really risky. I know it's risky. I don't even look in Facebook Messenger. And if somebody goes in Facebook Messenger and I happen to see it, I say, please call the office. Please call this number and leave that message or something, like, you know what I mean, for me, because I can't keep up. I can't keep up with what Facebook says, my phone says, the voicemail at the office, the this is that, you know what I'm saying? So if you got to make sure that when we're asking someone to do something for us, we make sure that we help them get it done. Make sure we help them get it done for us. Ask, seek, find. So well, check these out. I found some life progress killers. Life progress killers. What do you think one is on my list? Just guess. Who wants to guess first?
Oh,
Life progress.
procrastination, just putting things off.
Procrastination. Yes. Amen. Putting it off. You know it was a goal and you still ain't do it. I got it. I got one thing I know I gotta get done. What do you think is a life progress killer, Ms. Deloge?
Eating unhealthy.
Ah, okay. Okay, she went there on us. That's right. Not taking care of yourself. It's so true though. No. And on my list, I have fear,
Yeah.
a fear of failure. or like, you know what I'm saying? A fear of feeling like you might not eat right, a fear, like, instead we have to just say, I don't bring bad stuff in my house, so then we don't have to worry about eating unhealthy because it ain't in here. One day, I don't know why it was crazy. I was tripping and I bought some of that like movie theater popcorn that you microwave. And then I was watching one of my shows and it said that bag of popcorn has so many chemicals, you know what I mean, in the bag that it pops in and this and this and that and da da da. Basically, it's horrible. I went down to my kitchen. I threw that whole box of them back. I had about 6 of them. I had eaten one, but I really did not feel good the next day that I ate the popcorn. If we want to eat popcorn, we should do it like we did when we were young. Remember what we did? We had that big pot. You know what I'm saying? And then put some coconut oil in there and put the popcorn and shake the pot. The air pop is not really that good for you. You know why? You would think of air pop, weren't y'all? Were y'all thinking air pop is good, right? You were thinking air pop is
I
good.
was thinking it. Yeah.
You know why? Because it's hard to get satisfied without any fat in it. And we need to have our healthy fats. So the air pop, the person will just sit there and just carb load. So it'll bring up your blood sugar, actually. You know what I mean? The fat will help slow it from bringing up your blood sugar and you'll eat less.
No, JB, the ones I've
Don't
seen
hesitate
have,
on your healthy fats. What?
yeah, the ones I've seen, they have a little thing. I've never had one, but they have a little thing where you can put the butter in it and the butter will just melt and
Yeah, an
just,
air pop,
drops of it.
an air pop one.
Hmm.
Yeah, that
I've
would be
seen
good.
those.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. And then just let that real, not no margarine, some real butter, some ghee, some, just some oil or whatever you like, let it drip down in there. That's great.
Hmm.
But I just wouldn't sit around eating carbs anyway. So I wouldn't bring it in. So what would help me not do that is just don't. Like where I like to go to the movies now is where it has like a meal. And I'll get the salmon, and eat the food. Do you have those? Y'all don't have those in Louisiana. Y'all don't know nothing about that. And definitely in Atlanta, y'all ain't got no theaters that have meals in them. Y'all in the country.
We were on the
Yeah,
news
we have a
yesterday.
tavern, a movie tavern, a couple of them.
Yeah.
You were on the
Yeah.
news the other day? Louisiana?
No.
Shreveport. Shreveport.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, so we're a big city. Yes.
Oh, what y'all do? Somebody killed somebody.
Amazon.
Oh, Amazon is based out
Robotic.
of there?
No, it's not based on it. He opened up a big shop here, and some reporter went there, and she was surprised by all the robotics. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
She did a
this
good
is a big
report.
city. Thank you.
Mm, I know, right? I bet it is. And getting bigger. But how about Amazon Cloud shutting down on Monday? Was that Monday? I think it
I
was
think it
Monday.
was Monday and Tuesday. I think it's still recovering.
That was something. I had put in an order for groceries, and Whole Foods was like, we're on our way. We're late. And then they were like, nah, you ain't getting no food today. I don't understand that. They got my order. I didn't understand that. They just canceled it. So then I went, yeah, it must have been because, yeah, and I went back in yesterday and got it, but I made a mistake and got everything twice. Lord. So I'm like, I got to freeze stuff or something. I was like, how did I get 2 of it? So I said, put it in the basket, put back in the basket. So then I said again, put it back in the basket. And so all I looked at was items. I didn't look at quantity. Push the button. Goodness gracious. I was like, what are all these steaks? What's going on? But at least it's good food. It's good food. But I don't like frozen food. I just don't like frozen food. I love to eat it. You know what I mean? Fresh. And I take that for granted. I bet y'all have like an extra freezer and stuff, don't y'all? Tell the truth.
Yep.
Exactly. I don't know, but But I guess it's safe, and I know I got friends, I got places to go if I need some food and something happen. A daytime talk show, she mentioned that microwave popcorn is dangerous. Yeah, exactly. I was saying they talked about the bag. That's what the same thing I saw, but it was another a doctor was saying it. Yeah, that is the chemicals in the bag. Whole Foods does sell like that movie popcorn, Orville thing, but Whole Foods does have a bag microwavable popcorn that they say doesn't have those chemicals, but I just don't really need, you know what I mean, to just sit down and carb load like that. So even if I try to make it healthy, you know how to say you can get a healthy option of something, but at the same time, it's like, do you really need it? Is this really a necessary thing? Word, word, exactly. So fear, overthinking, perfectionism, comfort zone, staying in a place of comfort. Like we're talking about things that can mess you up, things that can slow our progress, things that can stop us from propelling to the next level. Negative self-talk and blaming, and the one we just said, procrastination, putting things off till tomorrow. And then the one that Ms. Deloach said about poor health comes up on habits that can mess up your progress. Poor habits and lifestyle things that can mess up our progress and stop us from propelling. A lack of routine, a lack of consistency, substance use, the excessive phone use. Isn't that something? It's on the list. Lack of clear goals, having a all or nothing thinking, comparing yourself to others is bad. Not learning from your mistakes, like Mr. Doolin said. He said, hey, I did that, and now I don't allow myself to stress out like that. Now I don't allow people to stress me. Now I control my environment. I'm taking care of my health. I'm taking care of my mind. He learned from that mistake. I hope we all have, Lord. And ignoring feedback, just like having a goal, but then saying, it's not time yet. It's not time yet. It's not time yet. Have y'all heard people do that? Like, I will when da da da. I'll go to Egypt when da da da. I'll do it when da da da. And they never get it done. Never get it done. What are enemies of our progress? Ignorance. Ignorance stops us from making good decisions and prevents us from getting the knowledge that we need. Laziness, and the procrastination again, things that are enemies of our progress, of our propelling forward. Ego and pride prevent learning from others. Ego and pride stops us from learning from our mistakes. Corruption, a major obstacle to societal and economic progress. Look at that. Don't you see that all the time? Especially in politics, they fall, weak to corruption. And that lady, I think that lady mayor, she was in Louisiana somewhere, right? Oh, she's in New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people from New Orleans are different.
Oh, yeah. She
No,
she
no.
different. She different.
New
She and
Orleans is by itself.
look, she and her security guard were having a good time. And it's like, where, what happens in there? Where is it where it grabs you like that? Where is it where it grabs you and you lose your mind and you find out, like, wow, here I was making Black history. And then the next thing I know, I'm caught up in something corrupt. It says false progress. False progress can be a greater enemy than stagnation because false progress creates the illusion of advancement while not truly moving forward. Isn't that something? So you got this title, but you're destroying your family. That's false progress. An example. No, something that can hold us back is having a resistance to change. No, being against innovation, getting events. I've seen people quit their job because they don't want to learn the new stuff at that job. The job is changing. It's time for me to leave. It doesn't have to be time for you to leave. If you want to leave, it's time to leave, but it doesn't have to be. We shouldn't be resistant to change. Being resistant to new ideas can hinder our progress. I'm telling you, if I had allowed that person that I was working with, that like I felt, came across my boundaries, was causing stress for me, like Mr. Doolin said, like if I had not changed that, I would have probably, the old me would have probably just stopped throwing. Instead of like, hey, this is God showing you, you can do this. You can do this. You just need to get in the right circle. Look, that's literally, we have a circle. That's cute. Get in the right circle. Yes. Yes. Envy and hate. People can envy you, and that will motivate them to try and stop your progress. It's hard for me to think that could have been caught up in that thing with me, but literally, God put it right there for me to read right after I was talking about that. Isn't that something? They can do that. They, you can allow yourself to be around people who you realize envy you, hate you, don't want to see you progress, and allow yourself to stay in that situation. There's no way you're going to propel up. There's no way you're going to propel up. There is a direct connection between enjoying your work and your health. They have research that shows people that hate their job, hate the people they're around, hate their situation, they have a decline in their health. People who stress more are even more likely to have a bad credit score. People who have heart disease are more likely to have a bad credit score. And that's something. People who've gone through a divorce are more likely to have a heart attack. We got to use that knowledge to push us forward. Don't use that knowledge as to, well, I'm divorced, so I'm just, I'm supposed to be sick. No. As long as we're still here, everything was just a warning. Everything before this moment, was just a warning. It's what are we going to do with the knowledge that God gave us? Sometimes, Ms. Snoopy D said, sometimes allowing immediate family members that do not support you and your idea can hinder your progress. Yes. I did not have one family member that was in support of my business idea, and it has taken care of me and my child for decades. No one. They were so scared I was going to ask them for something. Thank God I didn't have to. And because of this, I was able to actually give family members a career opportunity that they still enjoy, that I paid for. And because of the experience they got with me, they are on in another job. And do you think like do you, and instead of allowing that to anger me or disappoint me, I use that as like, that's why God has me here. That's why God has us here. Because everything that we're supposed to do, you know what I mean, is to lift up and create the world, make the world a better place for good-hearted people to live in. We don't have to worry about the toxic ones. But you have to like be, you know what I mean? We have to be the ones that show that, okay, Mr. Brown, that he can know peace and blessings. that peace and blessings are still here. That's by us propelling our life. Good people should be propelling. Good people give up too much. If you're a good person and you feel like you should give up, you need to join AfroEconomics. Don't give up. No excuses. The free membership. No excuses. Don't give up. You have no excuse, no reason. I believe. If you believe, I believe. But there's no way I can believe in you more than you believe in you. I stopped doing that because I used to do that all the time. I believe in people more than they believe in them, and then it would make them nervous because I believed in them too much, and they get scared. So they would just go so they can find someone that didn't believe in them, and then they can identify with that. But as long as people that are around me, they know that I expect excellence out of myself. So that's what I expect from you. A desire for excellence, a desire to be our best self, a desire to say, okay, that happened, but my next day will be better. We have so much to offer. Yes, Mr. Thornton. Mr. Thornton said, avoid toxic people, including family and so-called friends. That's so true. He said, I found this picture and I sent it to my stepdaughter yesterday, and it had Tupac and this other guy, but it was Tupac and another guy, and it said, family. It said blood makes you family. I mean, it said blood makes you related. Loyalty makes you family. You all are loyal to me. That makes you my family. Amen. Blood just makes us related. Isn't that true? We're related to people. We don't even know them. Was it Jesus? This is part in the Bible. And they said, Jesus, your mother and your brother are outside. And Jesus said, what are you talking about? My mother and my brother are right here with me. Who is that at the door? But his point was, those who are loyal to me right here, my disciples. This is my mother and my brother, my father, my family. This is it. Bring those ones at the door in. Let's see who that is. That was amazing when I read that. I was like, wow. That's strong. And it's for us to be careful. It's to be careful. So before we go, tell me what y'all think. What y'all think? Propelling your life forward. Who's gonna talk first? Miss Davis look like she got something to say.
Propelling my life forward. You want to know what my
key.
components are?
The key. Yeah, the key. That's right.
Oh, just really maintaining a positive attitude, keeping myself centered around people who are of like minds. And I don't have that in every facet of my life, but I do have it in AfroEconomics. I do have it on Wednesdays. I do have it on Fridays. And I so much look forward to that.
Amen.
Trying to maintain fairly decent health for the most part. Will tell you I'm a little bit kind of hinged on, I really don't want to gain any weight.
Okay.
That's it. I just, where I stand now, this is about where I want to be. And I think that you hear me say this quite often. having a nest egg, putting money back in reserves. A rainy day is going to come. If you do not believe it, continue living. I am here to tell you it will happen.
Amen.
I can kind of leave it right there.
No, I'm going to share it. You're a grown woman. Keep on moving. That's right. You're a grown woman, Ms. Davis. Grown women should not be worried about how much they weigh. You need to be worried about staying strong. You need to be worried about staying strong, because you can lose weight and you can stay at that same weight and your body fat will go up. So I want you, specifically you, because you're so slim and your bone density is small, like that I want you to focus on lifting, and you may gain some weight. Now it could be bands. I'm not going to say lifting. I want you to focus on resistance training. You do a lot of cardio, but the cardio and the steady state cardio is vital, but it is no replacement for your muscular system. Your muscle is an organ of your body. Now, I'm not asking you to be like me. I'm asking you to make sure that you're doing push-ups, that you're doing your squats, like no weight, you don't have to put them, but that you are doing some resistance. And I will show you, because when I get there in January, I should give you a program, but you need resistance, and you know, you need resistance. So, and that goes for you and Ms. Deloach. Like, y'all have to do resistance training. Yeah.
Actually, I'm getting a lot of that in therapy right now.
Yes, you are.
Far more than I've gotten before.
There you go. And it's very important. It's very important. And every time I have a client that has a heart attack, the first thing that they do is start them in the weight room. Isn't that something? Because your muscles of your body are the support for your heart. So you have to, I mean, from your feet to your head, you know, that we need that. I honestly believe that is the only reason I'm still alive, because of the muscle. And and it is true. But but they do not reiterate that enough to women. But I heard one PhD that focuses on exercise, and she said, get stronger. When you're 65 or older, get stronger. Do not be worried about losing weight. You get stronger, your base metabolic rate will drop. The body fat will go down. You don't have a body fat problem, but keep doing something for resistance. And I think for you, push-ups is a great way to start. Push-ups.
Yeah. If I hadn't, but see, I've gone through that weight fluctuation before, and to be honest with you, that's why I'm really more hung up on it. It's like it's banging against my head like every breathing minute, and I come from a line of people who, have been dealing with that particular thing.
Yeah.
Primarily,
moving. I don't really ever seriously don't think you could ever get fat. Like, I mean, you couldn't get.
Are you kidding?
I mean, like fat, like a fat person. You know what I'm saying?
What?
But you could get fat, like body composition fat. Like you could be 150 pounds and still have 50% body fat. That's a problem. That's why you have people with 150, 140 pounds dying from heart attacks, dying from diabetes, dying. So it's not, we have been taught that it's a body weight issue, but it's not. It's a body composition issue. So we can't even have this conversation unless you were looking at a body composition machine. And so with the body composition, it said, okay, your body fat is this. You know what I mean? You would be shocked because you're so light. But there are people who weigh 120 pounds and they're 50% body fat because they're excited that they only weigh 120 pounds. But as they age, that it's bad, their bone density, and they don't have the muscle mass, and then their knees will start hurting, and then their posture will start messing up. And you know what I'm saying? It just starts boom, boom. So it's just a quick decline. So and especially when you have so many people, thin people, taking that medicine, the weight loss medicine, and they're so excited because they're losing weight, but they're losing muscle with a quickness, because they're not going in the gym lifting because they didn't lift before. And that's the hard part about it. But but I'm with you on that. Like I'm with you, but I'm gonna tell you, the best way to avoid getting fat is to lift, because it increases your metabolism. It literally, you're burning more calories at rest when you have more muscle.
That'll be the next phase once I've gotten past therapy.
But the
But
therapy is good. You
it's
just need
good.
to continue it. You need to
Yeah.
get a trainer after you stop therapy, and you need to be doing that 3 days a week. So when you're not, at least 3 days a week of lifting, of resistance. And I
But the
don't focus on lifting, focus on resistance, focus on that phase of pushing and pulling something heavy, pulling something heavy, pushing something heavy. Yeah, just do it, because it's going to make a big difference.
It already has. I'm using like resistance bands and the different colors of them, and this one's a little bit more intense than that one, and so forth and so on. So that's working out,
You
and
have
that'll
a
probably
set
be
at home. You get you a set at home. Get you a set at home.
I do. I already
That's
have
right.
some.
Good.
I
Just
do.
do that. Do it.
I
Do
mean,
it.
the therapy
Do it.
sessions they've given me some. So,
Great.
and then when those break, I'll just get some more.
Yeah, they won't break. I don't see that happening. Just keep using them. Sometimes they get dried out or something. But I hate bands, but I give them respect now, because as a thrower, I do a lot of rotational stuff. So I have to, everything used to be just like straight on, but a lot, if throwers, I had to learn how to move. So I use a lot of bands now for pulling away, and using my hips. But
It is truly helped.
but it was funny because I was like, hate bands. Exactly. but it's resistance. It's resistance, and it's good. And some of the bands now you could buy off Amazon, $20, and it'll say 20 pounds, 30 pounds. You know what I mean? It'll give you an
Exactly.
approximate equivalent to what they are.
And
So,
the different colors represent different weight percentages or whatever, however you say it. But yeah.
it's
So, yeah.
amazing. And then, Ms. Deloach, you said something about health as well, like, which is good. It's, what do you feel like that you want? Is that true? That what you said about what you want, you're going to use that to propel forward?
Oh, most definitely. I'm like Miss Davis. All my life I've been working, but I've reached a milestone in my life where I'm not as I'm not as focused on that. I used to feel bad because I wouldn't, you set those goals and I'd never make it. Now I'm accepting myself and I'm seeing more progress by
Amen.
not focusing. Oh, I've got to get here. I've got to get down to here. I gotta get.
Amen.
I walked, but I accept who I am.
Amen.
And most people accept
Amen.
me the way I am. I think I'm my biggest critic. So I've
Amen.
learned to quit doing that.
Both of y'all,
It's
are,
not healthy.
both of y'all are very sexy,
Why, thank you.
for y'all age. You can't tell by
For our young age.
exactly. That you can't tell by y'all sitting down how sexy y'all are, but y'all are like, yeah. And that's a blessing. And I don't know, I guess, like, we just kind of you're doing right all the time, and you just don't get enough people to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. But like, yeah, like, a lot of people way younger than all of us, you know what I'm saying? Like, should really be inspired to get on that health. And you're not healthy today because of what you did yesterday. You both are healthy because of your habits that you all have had for years, decades. That's what makes a healthy grown
Yeah.
woman.
And can I just say something about the financial end? Right before I retired, and I know when I was 36, some of my coworkers who happen to be Caucasian were already millionaires. This is when I'm trying to think of the boom. It was .com, some kind of boom, and they were buying stocks and stuff. And well, we've already made a million, and I'm sitting here trying to work and make sure I can pay my mortgage and everything, and I don't have time. So when I reached that goal of retirement, a closer retirement, I was worried about making the right, and it's the same thing with that. I was worried about making the right decision and
Amen.
stuff, and what I'm going to do. And I heard you on the radio.
Amen.
I heard you
Amen.
on the
Thank God.
radio, and it's all been, I'd say, uplifting for me, where I'm not worried.
Amen.
And
Thank God.
that helps. I'm not worried. I know that I'm going to make it. And some people say that's faith. And yes, it is. It is faith.
Yes.
But I'm
Yes.
not worried like I used to be
Amen.
about
And I
making
think
the
a
right
lot of it is
decision.
because you're in control of it. Like,
Right.
a lot of times when we approach financial professionals, they kind of like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Give me your money. And then they just do whatever they want. Like, the way we work together is we work together. So you
Mhm.
know every move that I'm making. And I just think that that's amazing how there's so many professionals that just do whatever they want to do with people's money. Like, I'm just like, like Miss Davis talks about that a lot. Like, your count before mine, like they just be flipping and flopping and changing and this and that. Like, and you just don't know that at some point you signed something that said they have discretion, so they can do whatever they want to do. Like, and it's like, which is something I choose not to allow you to sign. You know what I'm saying? Because I can do that too. Like, and I go, no, I want my client involved in every step. Why would I pay a human being to do, you know what I mean, but connect me to a machine? That's basically what they do. They've just connected you
Mhm.
to a machine. You know what I mean? And they're just
Yeah.
flipping you with everybody else in that machine, but you're paying the human, and that's sad. Like, what we do is actively manage your account, and through our regular, and that to me takes a lot of the fear out. Like, I prefer, when I'm learning anything, isn't it true? Like, you want to know why. Like, if you go and, like, say we went to the gym and I'm telling you something, doesn't it make you feel better if I go, this is for your posture? This
Mhm.
is this is for your back of your legs. This is for front of your leg. We're gonna get it because we're gonna get the knees strong by working the leg, keep the knees strong. You see what I'm saying? And then after that, you approach the whole experience different. But if you go into training or physical therapy and they're just going, we're gonna do these, but they don't tell you, why am I doing all these leg extensions? And it's such, I can't stand people that treat us like that. To me, it's like they're saying, I don't have to explain anything to you. Even if you go to the doctor and they give you a medicine, you need to let that doctor look you in the eye and say what that med is for, what are the side effects for it, and what could be some natural alternatives to you taking that medicine. It should go across all aspects of your life. And once we start, like, so your confidence now is from your control of it. You're involved in it. You understand what you have. And that's so powerful. It's just so powerful. And give yourself credit for that.
Yeah, and it allowed me to go to Egypt.
Man, amen. Amen.
Yeah,
And not
do
have
some
to
of the things I
worry,
want to
right?
do.
Like, yeah, I'm like, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. I'm one of our clients. She's 84. So I met her probably around my first year. So I met her 30 years ago. So that means she was 54 when I met her, right?
Mhm.
And she sent me a text and she said, JB, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you. And that's something though, when we think about it, like we have spent 30 years together. Like, and she was retiring at 54. And she still has money. To me,
Don't you just love it?
I ain't gotta worry. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that is just God. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? I can die. I can die at peace. You know what I mean? Knowing. Like, oh, yeah, that's how you propel your life. Do right. Do right for others. Do right. Please. Thank you, Mr. Doolin. Please, everyone, hit the like button. You know, regardless, like it. Just be nice. Because I feel like anytime I watch anything, if I watched it, I must have liked it. And I hit the like. I hit the like. Thank you, Mr. Doolin. Like, you know, it's like we don't, like we should share, and we should want each other to be successful. It is just amazing how we don't understand why things are hard for us. Things are hard for us because we don't help one another enough. That's why. And we understand. You understand. We have to, you know what I mean? My life is your life. So let's propel each other and get out of each other's propellers. Push them up in the wind. Use me, Lord. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you, y'all, for spending your lunchtime with me. One day we got to sit in here. We have to be intentional. Indeed.
Amen.
Yes, indeed. One day, Mr. Doolin, you have to come in when I put that link up. Yes, indeed. Come in and talk. He would be fun, wouldn't he? Can't you tell? Like exactly. We would talk and talk. But today was just about propelling our life, things that stop us from propelling, things that but I think the number one thing, and we all have said it, that it's about us taking complete responsibility of our lives and surrounding ourselves with people who care about our success, who want to see us do better. I could have easily just said, yeah, you right, Miss Davis. You should go on and worry about how much you weigh when I know better. When I know better. I know better than that. I know. Amen. Willie Sproul, who inspires me. Willie Sproul is one of the fastest men on the planet in his age group. Isn't that something? He inspires me. I remember the first time I saw him running, I was like, I want to run like that. Now I go, maybe I should just stick with the throwing. Look, I'm gonna run. Willie. I'm gonna run. For sure, Mr. Doolin is sure. For sure. Love y'all. Have a wonderful one. Enjoy the rest of the week. I will see you all again soon. Thank you.
Friday.
Be encouraged.
See you Friday.
See you Friday. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Keep smiling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.